What's going on, guys? It's Colin, and this is my first game of Call of Duty Black Ops that I'm bringing you here for NGT Games. And I wanted to try something a little bit different and replace the minimap with an overhead cam where I'm following myself in theater mode. And the reason I'm doing that is because I find that the minimap doesn't show you nearly how chaotic and crazy the spawns are when you are playing free-for-all on Nuketown. And I haven't been playing much free-for-all actually in this game. I've been mostly playing deathmatch, domination, some demolition, and capture the flag. And because normally I've been rolling with a team, and in free-for-all, I just kind of sort of hopped in out of frustration because we were having such a challenge getting a match together with our party. So anyway, I will readily admit that in previous Call of Duty titles, I did play quite a bit of free-for-all as I get somebody with the Claymore. Here, that Claymore placement is pretty obvious, but if you put it right in the spot where I did, it covers the back door and it also covers the stairs. So every now and then, I will head into one of the houses just to basically take a breather and, reset and relax, because this is quite chaotic, where enemies are spawning all around you. And if you note on the overhead cam, a lot of times when I'll kill an enemy, they will spawn right back next to me. So it's almost a good idea just to post up and wait, because they're coming back for their revenge kill. And as I was saying, I used to play free-for-all more, and I will admit I was a sound tour. Right here, bad Claymore placement. I actually should have picked it up and moved it, which is a nice feature. But where the enemy footsteps are not audible in this game at this point, before they patch it, having a headset and running Ninja Pro is not really an advantage. And that used to be my crutch in free for all. So I mean, it's almost like cheating. But when I wanted to just kick back and relax and play some free for all, I always had that. And to be honest, I have not been playing much Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 2 came out. Well, probably since about the February time frame, and played a lot of Battlefield, obviously. So, I'm not no legend at Call of Duty, but I do pretty well most of the time. And if you are moving over from another first-person shooter title, I think you might actually have an advantage over some folks that are coming from Call of Duty. Although the instinctive twitch reactions that are really helpful in playing this game, obviously those are tough to learn. So if you've played other fast-paced FPS titles, then you're going to be able to pick this up. And the game doesn't play like other Call of Duties, and a lot of people have said that. So I'm not going to give you a lot of first impressions. I just want to note a little bit about the spawn systems and the matchmaking. And if it weren't for matchmaking issues, I would be playing more team-based games. But you can see in watching overhead, a lot of times, especially outside, enemies are constantly spawning around you. Right here, I just get plain outgunned, and that's a challenge. So what I'd recommend for those of you that aren't veterans of Call of Duty and aren't veterans of the free-for-all game type, a lot of my subscribers will be fans of Battlefield, is when you spawn in, you basically just want to take it easy, especially on a small map like this, and take in your surroundings and scope out the area, because chances are someone also spawned right beside you. And right there you can actually, I think I'm out of sync right now on the overhead view, but somebody actually spawned right next to me on the other side of the fence. So you always have to be aware, always have to be looking around. And here you can see I'm basically just going to bolt into the house again and take cover and relax and use that Claymore placement again, and it gets me a couple of kills. Now, I don't want to camp. I realize right now I am just kind of camping in a corner like a little wimp, but basically I'm just trying to scope out the area and figure out what's going on, and I'm not going to stay in that position for too long, because I want to get back in the action. And free-for-all is, right here I get lucky, a little YY trick to cancel my reload and take out this other guy, but then I get caught with my pants down trying to call in my spy plane. So in this game, I'm actually running pretty poor kill streak loadout for Nuketown. I have a spy plane, which is fine. I actually like calling it in and just kind of taking some cover, watching it sweep the area, because there's always going to be a few enemies around. And I'm also running the care package, and I should have swapped that out for Napalm Strike, because waiting for your care package here on Nuketown is it's almost a death sentence. And I've been used to running hardline, so when you saw me calling that first care package, I was sitting there trying to double tack X to give myself something better than the mortar team, but I did manage to capture it before I got killed. And I think I'm probably running the chopper gunner on this one, which again is a bad idea. I should have been running lower kill streaks and you know, the type that you can just call in immediately and not have to wait around. So anyway, perk selection and kill streak selection is pretty important when you're playing a game like Free For All, or any game for that matter. And you know, one thing that's absolutely great about Black Ops is because stopping power and Juggernaut are not in this game, it gives you a lot of options to play around with. And you know, if you're struggling with this game, you know, I'm not going to be giving advice to people who are, you know, 2 and 3 KD players looking to get better, right? That's just not the level of skill I'm at in Call of Duty. But if you're struggling with this game, like I did originally, and you know, I've been getting better, but you know, choose those low kill streaks and definitely play around with Hardline. And you know, to complement Hardline, what I've actually found is a decent perk loader is Warlord, because Hardline, if you are going to spray a lot or you do manage to stay alive, you have to give up Scavenger, so you may run out of ammo. And with Warlord, I like running a silencer, and that also gives me the ability to run dual mags. And on all weapons, when you equip dual mags, that also acts kind of like sleight of hand on your first reload. So you can see those fast reloads, and then when you have a period of time to just sit and take cover, fire off a couple of shots, and then do the slower reload and get back in the action. So then you kind of have the benefit of sleight of hand. With an SMG, you're not going to be aiming down sights as much anyway, so you know, the faster ADS isn't as big of a deal. But you can also run a silencer with your extended mags, and I find that that's worked out pretty well for me. And the sound of my own footsteps are pretty distracting, so I've still been running Ninja Pro, even though that's kind of a useless perk right now. And right here I get the victory with my Claymore. So anyway, not a good KD game. I think that any win's a good win on Nuketown because it is so chaotic. And anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the sort of cam view, and just leave me a comment. Let me know what you'd like to see from me as it relates to Black Ops coverage, knowing that, again, I'm not a Call of Duty beast. I'm more of a Battlefield player. But, you know, I'm open to suggestions, and, you know, if you have any tips for me to improve my gameplay, I'm all ears. Cheers, guys. Talk soon.
Hey guys, we're on Facebook. Check the description of this video for the link to our new Facebook application. Subscribe and get our latest video updates posted right on the wall on your own Facebook page.